You want to play who's in, who's out?
Let's do it. Heck yeah. I love this game.
Fringe guys.
I love this game. Let's do it.
Going into preseason game 3.
Talk to me.
Scotty Miller, he's in, right?
He's in, yeah.
Then
now, when we're saying in this game or on the roster?
Roster, as it would sit right now.
Before the game starts, all right, let's do it, man.
I think he's in.
And first off, let me preface this. Any of you guys that might be watching this, man, it is all love, all right? We're just doing an exercise. This is an exercise, okay? It's all love. No beef. But
Scotty Miller's in.
Yeah, Scotty's in the
All right, then how about wide receiver 6/7, Quez Watkins and Des Fitzpatrick?
I say out. I say
both of them out.
I say Fitzpatrick is out. I lean Quez if we have to keep 6.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't know if... What? No, they're going to have to do 6. Yeah, because... yeah. If they keep the 6, then I'm going to go Quez.
Yeah, it probably depends a little bit on Roman Wilson and his health.
Right.
Connor Hayward in, right?
Yeah. Connor's definitely
So we're doing 4 tight ends. Next one will be Michael Pruitt. Or what about Jack Coletta?
I think he's the odd man, low key, even though he's a fullback. That's the part that's making this weird because we usually don't have the 4th tight end like that or the fullback option, but we know with Arthur Smith's offense, that 4th tight end might be more valuable than your 6th wide receiver. I just don't know how they want to play that, but I feel like Connor Hayward's for certain in. I could see Pruitt being the odd man out before I see Connor Hayward right now. Just because with Pruitt, even though he's familiar with Arthur Smith.
I wouldn't have said that a couple months ago, but I would agree with that now.
Yeah. And I think with Darnell, we've seen him be better blocking also this offseason than what we saw in the season last year. So I think that's another added bonus for him that might hurt Michael. And like I said, he's the outside guy. Because Muth, Washington, and Connor are all 3 homegrown draft picks. And even though Connor's the later of the group, he's produced probably the most this preseason.
Bottom 4 offensive line: Spencer Anderson, Ryan McCollum, Mason McCormick, and Dylan Cook. Because the top 6 is Dan Moore, Broderick, Fautanu, and
say those names again.
Sayamalu, Frazier, Daniels. Like that 6 is definitely in.
So Mason McCormick is definitely going to be here.
Ryan McCollum's like considered right now the backup center. Spencer Anderson
is here,
and then
Dylan Cook is here.
So Ryan McCollum out.
I think he's potentially the odd man because Mason he can do both. Spencer Anderson can like also do. They like Dylan. Dylan can play left and right. Yeah.
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
Because especially not like starter, but in terms of like the versatility, the swing tackle element, he can play multiple spots. Spencer Anderson can play all tackle and guard, and he does some center. Mason can play both guard spots and can snap. I just look at the value and the positional flexibility of those guys, and I think that they bring a little bit more value than Ryan right now.
So that's 9 for O-line.
Yeah, but you might get practice squad out of that too, like Dylan Cook, Spencer Anderson. You know what I mean? Like one of those two, I can see them. You be the practice squad guy. If injuries happen, we just bump you up with the new practice squad rules.
Yeah. D-line.
This is interesting here.
So we got our top 5, right?
Yeah.
Ogunjobi, Benton, Hayward, Leal, Adams.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Lowry, Lee, and Jacob Slade.
You put Loudermilk in there or no?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Loudermilk.
You said,
yeah, so it's Lowry, Lee, and Loudermilk.
Yeah.
Unless you think Willington,
and
Trevelyan, and Jacob Slade got a chance.
Of those 3 that you just named, I think Dean definitely makes it. I can see Loudermilk versus Lee is tough. Because one's going to be on practice squad. But I
think they'd keep Loudermilk on the main roster.
And that's why I was back and forth. I'm like, I don't know if he goes Lee because it's close. And
I think Lee's still more of the project at this point.
I would agree there too. But Lee is also the fresher draft pick. He's the younger guy.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
At this stage, we're not talking about either one of these guys being starters or even number 2 on the depth chart. That's the part where I just like it could get weird for Loudermilk.
Yeah, for sure.
This is an important game for him then. Solidify where you're at. Like, I think, because we're not saying, cut this guy, not cut this guy. We're just saying, like, as it stands today, we could see these guys being a little bit more danger than the other guys.
Absolutely.
And that's a direct competition. And knowing how Coach Tomlin's mind is with that type of stuff, If it's close, he likes the youth. It's cheaper anyways. And he's like, yo, if you're going to have to develop, man, at least let me start fresh with this guy versus the dude we're still kind of waiting to pick it up. We didn't see Loudermilk necessarily get as big a jump as Liao. Now, at the same time, we never saw Loudermilk kind of fall and take that step, like that second year step back that we saw from DeMarvin. But I don't think we've ever seen Loudermilk reach the heights that we've seen Liao reach also.
Yeah. Yeah, Liao's definitely in. Yeah, it comes down to Lee and Loudermilk.
Yeah.
And what the Steelers' preference is on the situation. Do you keep Lee because he is the fresh draft pick, and even though he is a project, he'll be at the end of the depth chart anyway. You're not looking to see him that much. Whereas Loudermilk actually probably could give you some snaps if needed right now.
Yeah.
But hasn't really shown his ceiling or what his potential could be up to this point. And he's 4 years in. Yeah. So you might just be at the point it's time to move on with him.
Because now you're asking yourself, do I re-sign this? Is this something that I think long term is going to make sense here? Or do I reset the clock, get cheaper at the position, and it's not moving my needle one way or the other because I can still put this guy on practice squad?
Yeah. I guess the fourth outside linebacker, Jeremiah Moon, Kyron Johnson, Jacoby Windman.
This is low-key a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be. Jeremiah Moon has been playing extremely well, but so has Windman. I like Jacoby Windman. Kyron Johnson, I saw the get-off. I just haven't seen the production to match it just yet. Whereas with Moon, I've seen some of that production. But I really like Windman's versatility. Can play inside and can play outside. So that's part of why I lean a little bit more towards him. But Moon is making a case. Low-key, I say both. I say Moon will be the fourth and Windman's the practice squad guy. Or Windman's the extra one of these. Now, he's going to have to be practice squad because they got too many at inside, too.
I was going to say, do we just keep Windman? So there'll be 5 outside linebackers and cut one off of the inside linebackers.
That's what we're about to have. That's what we're about to find out. Yeah,
Mark Robinson, because Metakevich is there. We got our top 4.
I think
Patrick Queen, Wilson, Metakevich, Roberts. And you're talking Mark Robinson.
I feel like Mark is here, bro.
Cole Holcomb obviously is out right now.
Yeah,
so
he doesn't.
We can't even count him.
But I think because of Cole being pup still, that is going to ultimately help Mark solidify his spot. Because I think Mark has played extremely well this preseason. Mark, to me, based off what he's done, should be on this roster. Cole is the one that makes it awkward because the contract and what we know he's technically capable of when he's healthy. But problem is he's not healthy. So the benefit for him is, you're on the pup list. You're not competing against these guys right now, and that buys you time. But Mark has control what he can control. And that's on defense and special teams, man.
Would we just maybe bump the last 2 D linemen we were talking about, Lee and Loudermilk, to keep a Windman? So then you'd have 6 defensive linemen instead of 7.
I don't think we would go that far. I think if anything, they would put Windman on practice squad and do the wait and see if somebody gets hurt. Now we could bump up if we need to. How big of a threat are we worried about him being poached by another team also? That's what I think you can get. I think you can just stash him.
I really wouldn't mind Windman making this roster because it would look like it would make my takes look pretty good from around draft time when I was calling for Windman to be the 4th guy. Once I saw some of his college tape.
I like Windman's game, bro.
Once I saw that, I'm like, I think he's got a chance to be the 4th guy.
And seeing him at both spots here also, it's like, you making plays, man. You look good in certain parts.
Ryan Watts.
Yes. I like it, man. He's been productive as heck, man. He's been productive as heck. In terms of
we'll just say the secondary. Who's out?
Ah, man.
Beanie Bishop in.
Beanie's in. Ryan's in. I think it could.
Are we talking Darius Rush out?
That's the room that's going to get real weird.
That's probably, it's almost like on the D-line between Loudermilk and Logan Lee.
Because I'm like, how do you say no to Watts right now, bro?
You got 2 guys that...
How do you say no to Ryan Watts right now, bro?
Weight, even though it's not insanely crazy weight, it's weight that Steeler fans that pay attention a lot know, you know.
Yeah.
you know these guys. Whereas the casuals are like, Darius Rush, Ryan Watts.
I don't care about these dudes, It's like, no, bro. Ryan's been playing well, though, bro. I'm a Ryan fan. Bro.
Okay.
I'm sold on him. I'm a fan. It's not a finished product, but what I've seen for this to be your introduction to the league and you playing a new position full time, I think he has a ton of potential to grow with that. And loving the fact that he gets to be around Aminka, Deshaun Elliott, DeMonte Casey, Miles Killebrew. You know, you're learning special teams, dog. You're learning defense, dog.
Terrell Austin talked him up a ton. I think it was a couple weeks ago. He said Ryan Watts is going to be a great player for a long time. So that's not a guy you risk losing.
Yeah, I'm just like, yo.
By putting him on practice squad.
He's played really well. Like, it's not perfect, but when you just talking rookie, new position, new scheme, just have that in the preseason, like, yo, he's making some. He's
almost like Mark Robinson in Mark Robinson's rookie year.
Yeah, I'm just like, all right. As much as I want to say, oh man, that's Ryan. I ain't about nah. He's not Minka. He's not Case. He's not Deshaun. No, but he is. In my eyes, that's the framework. That's the next up. You learn from that, and now in 2 years, that's you. And then contract-wise, it kind of reflects that too. When you think about Elliott, Casey, and even Minka to an extent.
Anyone on special teams you're worried about?
Matthew Wright.
Boss, Cam Johnston.
Matthew Wright. I'm worried about Matthew
Christian
Wright.
Kuntz.
I'm worried about Matthew Wright. How about that?
He's out.
I'm worried about Matthew. If we gonna do that, with all due respect, Matthew,
he's out.
It's not a you, Matthew. It's a me and Deke issue. All right, because Deke be trying my dog. All right, I played with Boz. That was the homie. You dope too though, but this is my teammate longer.
I already told you I'm out on Matthew Wright. You missed that extra point.
I just didn't know because Boz missed a 52-yarder. You looked at him kind of sideways the other day.
That's fine. I told you the thing I at least had in my back pocket with Matthew Wright was he's never missed in a Steeler uniform.
Mm-hmm.
Now that he's missed, it's like, all right, Boz's misses don't hit as hard.
Well, shout out there. Shout out.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's probably just going to come down to that D-line and the secondary then.
Yeah.
There's like last 2 or 3 guys.
D-line and secondary are crazy right now. You could also make a case that last receiver spot too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just how many do we keep at each of those positions?
Because that's the question, man. If we keep 6 there or if it's less or more, that changes. That
Plumlee's out.
D-line.
I forgot quarterback. Plumlee's out, right?
He practice squad.
Running back.
Najee, Warren, yes.
Patterson,
definitely.
What if could we designate Warren with something going into the regular season?
We wouldn't want to though, because if you designate it with anything, he's going to have to miss time once week 1 hits. That's the only.
So would
concern.
we have to keep 4?
Yes, because if you put Warren on the pup list, you got to miss.
That would feel like a waste.
4 to I think it's 6 games for the pup list. You put him on IR, he has to miss mandatory 4 weeks. So,
Edwards though, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Edwards, I mean, he played well. I think Ward has played well also though.
Okay, comes down to this game then.
Edwards been balling though. Got the pedigree. I think it'd be interesting with those two though, man. Neither one of them have had negative tape. Like we haven't seen ball on the ground or anything like that from either one of those guys.
Yeah, I think Edwards had the most explosive play.
Yeah,
and then he also had the touchdown.
Yeah. Oh, he did.
Ward had some nice. He's had some nice runs too. I think I just like Edwards' running style better than Ward's.
And for me, I look at it like Edwards rookie. Ward's been in here a little bit longer. I think it's his 4th or 5th year. So that's the only thing. I was like, all right.
Really?
Yeah.
What's he been doing? He on practice squad?
I forgot where he was at before him, but he's been in the league for a little.
Oh, he's been on actual teams?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Okay. I thought you were talking about us.
No, not with us. No, but he's been in the league. Let me see where he's been at prior to him coming here. He was in Arizona his first 3 seasons, 2020 to 2022, and then Tennessee for 2 seasons, 2022 to 2024. Yeah, I know he was in the league for a while. Like, not a while, but I knew he had been in here. He's never had any, like, crazy stats, though. So that's the part. Is like, he's been a part of it. But he isn't, like, a guy. But that was the thing where I'm just like, if I'm siding, like, all right, at least you got a little experience with that, but this is the rookie. Rookie has less mileage. You don't have a ton of mileage, but he has way less mileage.
That could be interesting.
Yeah.
That could take up a spot.
Mm-hmm.
If you got to keep 4 running, just because of Jalen Warren's injury. If he wasn't injured, you're just keeping those top 3.
Right. And Jonathan gives you special teams value. Not a ton, but he still does give you, he'll run on and make a tackle. He can cover a punt. With the rookie, you're still going to want to know, can you protect the punt? Can you cover the punt? Can you actually make these tackles because you are a running back? Whereas we know offensive people don't practice tackling. But you're going to have to tackle especially playing special teams. So at least we know already with Ward, he has shown that he will do that and can do that.